Now in this session, as you see, I will explain question number 6 and question number 7 of exercise 7.3. So listen me very carefully because this all sums are very important. Okay, now what is there in question number 6? In question number 6 it is written, check whether the given fraction are equivalent. I hope you remember what is equivalent fractions. If you not, then I am reviving the definition of equivalent fraction. Now you see, in each question of question number 6, you will find that two fractions are given, isn't it? Two fractions are given. Now they are asking whether these two fractions are equivalent or not. So what is the term equivalent means? Now equivalent fractions are those fractions where you will see that more than one fraction will be given. Fine. The numerator and the denominator values would be not same. Okay, the numerator and denominator is different, but the values of all the fraction need to be same. Fine. Now what is the meaning of value? That I will make you understand. So could be there would be more than one fraction will be given. Okay, in each fraction you will find the numerator and the denominators are different, but the values need to be same. If you see that all the fractions which are given in the question, if they shares the same value, then by nature those fractions will be termed as equivalent fraction. Okay, so how to get the value? Now see, first we'll write question number 6, sum number A, and we'll write these two fractions, 5/9 and 30/54. Okay, now 5 and 9 cannot be reduced, as because 5, there is no such number by which you can reduce 5 also and 9 also, isn't it? So we'll keep this fraction as intact. Now we'll concentrate on the second fraction, that is 30 and 54. Now we'll write this 30/54. Now our main objective is to see after reducing, okay, after reducing whether the value would be equals to 5/9 or not. If after reducing the value comes 5/9, then we will say that yes, these two fractions are carrying the same value, so they are equivalent in nature. Okay, and if some other values comes that is not equivalent to 5/9, whether could be anything, then we'll say that these two fractions are not equivalent in nature. So how to get it? Now we have all learned 30. So prime factor is this 30. That will be the most easiest step. So 2 15s are, 3 5s are, and 5 1s are. So in place of 30 we can write the product of all those factors, that is 2 into 3 into 5, isn't it? So if you multiply all these numbers, we'll get 30. Now similar thing we'll do with 54 also. 54, 2 27, 3 9s are, 3 3s are, 3 1s are. So in place of 54 we can write 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. So let's read 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. Now let's reduce this. These are the two similar numbers, reduce it. These are the two similar numbers, reduce it. Now what is the final answer? In denominator there is only 5, and if you multiply this two number, 3 3s are what? 9. You see 5/9 is coming. So after reducing, if you see what we are getting, 5/9, which is equivalent to this 5/9. So we will write that 5/9 and 30/54 are equivalent in nature, are equivalent, as because they shares the same value. Okay, very similar thing we'll do with question number B also. Okay, let's start. Now this is sum number B of question number 6. Now what is the first fraction given? 3/10, and second fraction is given 12/50. 3/10, they shares the same factor, that is 1. Okay, there is no such number that we can divide 3 also and 10 also. So we'll keep this as intact. Now let's reduce this one into the simplest form. I hope you remember what is the simplest form. The simplest form of a fraction is that fraction when we see that numerator and the denominator shares only 1 as a common factor. Okay, now 12 could be written as, now again you will do the prime factorization. 2 6 are 12, 2 3s are 6, 3 1s are 3. So in place of 12 what we can write? 2 into 2 into 3. So we'll write 2 into 2 into 3. Similarly 50. Okay, 2 25s are, 5 5s are, 5 1s are. Okay, so in place of 50 we can write 2 into 5 into 5, isn't it? So we'll reduce this 2. So there is no similar numbers are there, so we'll just multiply it. 2 into 3 is 6 and 5 into 5 is 25. Are they same? 6 by 25 is not equal to 3 by 10, isn't it? So these two fractions are not equivalent in nature. So you write hence 3 by 10 and 12 by 50 are not equivalent. I hope you've understood sum number A and B. Very similar thing you will do with question number C also. Okay, so this part will be your homework. Okay, question number C of question number 6 will be your homework. So I've already done this too. Please take a help if you have not understood B and A. Please go back and watch it how exactly I've done A and B, and accordingly you will do question number 6 and make your judgment whether these two fractions are equivalent or not. Okay, now let's start question number 7, sum number A. Yes, now this is question sum number A of question number 7, 48 by 60. Very similar way we will use, that is 48. We'll do the prime factorization of 48, that is 2 24s, 2 12s, 2 6s, 2 3s, and 3 1s. So in place of 48, what we'll write? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 4 2s are there. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Now very similar thing we'll do with 60 also. We'll do the prime factorization of 60. So 2 30s, 2 15s, 3 5s, and 5 1s. Always remember that this is a prime factorization method. You will only apply the prime numbers out here. Okay, first of all you will see the number is divisible by 2 or not. If the number is not divisible by 2, the next number you will see is 3. Okay, if not divisible by 3, then 5, then 7, then 11, 13. These are the numbers that you will use here. You will never use 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, remember. Now 60, in place of 60 what we will write? 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. So 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Now just reduce all the similar numbers. Okay, now 3 is reduced. So what is the answer? 2 2s is what? 4. And in the denominator what is left out? It is only 5. So the simplest form of 48 and 60 is 4 by 5. You see that 4 and 5 shares only 1 as a common factor. Okay, so the answer of sum number A is 4 by 5. Now let's do sum number B. Now sum number B is 150 by 60. Now when you see that both the digits are carrying 0 as a unit digit, so you will first of all what you will do? You will cancel these two zeros. That will make your work much easier. So that is now 15 by 6. Now in place of 15 we can write 3 into 5, and in place of 6 we can write what? 2 into 3, isn't it? So we'll reduce this to 3. So answer is what? 5 upon 2. See how simple is this? So this is a trick, students. Okay, when you see the numbers in the numerator and the denominator, if you see both the numbers are carrying 0 in a unit digit place, okay, so you will reduce all those zeros and then you will solve it. Fine. Now let's move on to sum number C. Yes, now this is sum number C, 84 by 98. So exactly now again you have to prime factorize this 84. So 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 21s are, now 21 is not divisible by 2, it will divisible by 3, so 3 7s are, and 7 1s are. So in place of 84 we will write 2 into 2 into 3 into 7. So we write 2 into 2 into 3 into 7. Okay, now again we will prime factorize 98. So 98 is divisible by 2, so answer would be 49. 49 is not divisible by 3, not divisible by 5, but divisible by 7. So 7 7s are 49, 7 1s are 7. So in place of 98 we will write 2 into 7 into 7. So 2 into 7 into 7. Okay students, now what to do? We will reduce all the similar numbers, that is 2 and 2, 7 and 7, isn't it? Now what is left out? 2 into 3. 2 into 3 is what? 6. And what is there in the denominator? Only 7. So the simplest form of 84 by 98 is 6 upon 7. Fine. So these are the solution of A, B and C I have showed you. Now D and E. You see, I've already written D and E would be your homework. So from question number 6, sum number C would be your homework, and from question number 7, sum number D and E would be your homework. Okay, students. So that's it for this session. You will do only question number 6 and 7. Fine. Thank you so much. Take care. Stay blessed and stay happy.